I've been creating for about 5 years, and I've created to a point where sorry, I'm so nervous. I think to myself, who am I to have this? Who am I to deserve all this?
Well, you're right. You are thinking that to yourself, because your inner being would never think that to yourself. So that's a lackful, disconnected moment. Stop it.
Okay.
But again, it's that relationship that we were just talking about, isn't it? When you allow yourself to receive your natural expansion in a world where people mostly aren't doing that consciously, you do kind of stick out a little bit. And so then you ask yourself, am I deserving of this? But the question itself indicates that there is still some misunderstanding going on, isn't there?
Yes. So what do I do about that? Misunderstand. I understand, but I don't know how to.
Here's the way we would look at this. We've been saying this for a long time, that words don't teach. It's only life experience that gives you any real understanding. And sometimes words are helpful because they resonate or provide a little broader scope for what you're already sensing. But it's really life experience that gives you your true knowing. So we come in an environment like this, and we tell you about the laws as we know them to be, and we explain to you your relationship with who you really are and your relationship with us, and give you a verbal explanation. But just because we're saying it doesn't mean that you're getting it. In fact, usually doesn't, because words don't teach. And so the way someone actually comes to own or know their true worthiness or deservability goes like this. So as we've already talked about, life just naturally produces the more factor, and source energy and all that is provide the cooperative components, and law of attraction gathers them, and there's this gestation of who you have already vibrationally become. But let's say it's unknown to you, and you sense it, but you don't really know it, and you hope it, but you don't really know it, and you want it, but you don't always believe it. And so you're kind of in that place where sometimes you feel better about it than others. But now you are meditating every day, and you are really allowing your vibration to rise to the equivalency of who you really are. So you're often in the receiving mode, and coming out of meditation, you receive an impulse or a thought, a really satisfying one when it comes. So satisfying that you want to move forward on it. And so you follow the impulse, and it leads to something really wonderful. And because there's no contradiction in that vibration, from your vibrational stance to the natural unfolding, there's a feeling of deserving that comes with that, because there's a recognition within you that you accomplished that. Your life helped you to sort it out, and whether you know about your inner being or not is not so important, but you managed to let your vibration rise because you weren't doing that thing you sometimes do that doesn't let it. And so you're in the receiving mode, and you received, and you followed through, and bam, you got it. And now you understand. There's a feeling of satisfaction that can only come from understanding your part in that. Just because your inner being adores you, and it does, and just because your inner being knows your worthiness, and does, and just because you've created all kinds of wonderful things for yourself that are in the process of becoming, and you have, doesn't mean that you're letting it in. But when you do let it in on purpose, and you do acknowledge, you understand the relationship between what you did and how you felt and what thought came and what came next, you'll own that. It won't just be words that somebody else is saying about somebody else. You will feel your part in that, and only in that way is where that worthiness comes from. Because some nice person could bestow all kinds of wonderful things on you. In fact, the more others do for you, usually the less important you feel to yourself. Because when others do for you, the message that you sometimes translate out of that is, Oh, I give this to you because I see you cannot do it for yourself. And so all the well-meaning service that others are doing doesn't do anything about your worthiness. The only thing that does something about your sense of worthiness and your sense of autonomy and your sense of placement in the world is you getting in here and understanding it and applying it and accomplishing it and letting the laws of the universe work for you, working in concert with these laws and knowing that you did it, you vibed it out, you felt your way to it. That's where it comes from, you see. And then you move very quickly from a renewed discovery of your own worthiness to invincibility. You look obnoxious to others because you're just very sure of yourself. You don't worry about the timing about anything, all in good time. You're not trying to push the noodle. You're not trying to make anything happen. You know it's in the vortex. You know it's inevitable. You know it's going to come out and play with you. You know that if this time-space reality has the wherewithal to establish a desire within you, that this same time-space reality has the wherewithal to deliver the goods. All you got to do is line up. You got that.
Thank you.
You got that. You got that. You got that. Really good. Really good. Do you meditate sometimes? Do you understand the power of it? Coming to, aren't you? It's becoming a sort of household word, but most people are still not getting what it is and why it matters.
My heart's beating so fast I can't speak. I just want to see you. That's one thing. And
today feeling pretty good to you?
oh my God, it's amazing. I'll take like 10 seconds. Hold on. It's amazing. It's great. Like I found Abraham just about a year ago. Actually, tomorrow it's going to be a year. So things been great. Things are perfect.
Do you know what you like most of all? Of all the things, you like clarity, because you are someone who considers deliberately, looks for solutions, and knows them when you find them. That's why you're feeling satisfaction here today. So what leading edge, what new thing burst into your mind as you were sitting here this morning?
Thanks for asking. You know, I honestly, I don't have a problem.
We know. We don't either. That makes us good together.
Like I said, I found you a year ago, but so things are perfect right now. So I came to this place over a thought which crossed my mind about 5 years ago. I just wanted to tell you that.
Yeah.
Maybe you can just say, okay, we can just leave after.
Yeah.
I thought that this is how everything started. So I thought that everything is connected.
Yes.
I started seeing that it happened like an epiphany, I don't know if I'm using the correct English word, like a realization. I thought
Epiphany, but that's what we're talking about. When you get in that receiving mode and things occur to you, that's what that is. That's what that is.
I just wanted to ask from Abraham, why do I think this thought is so, why did I think, and even to this day, I think this thing, let me say, okay, I thought everything's connected to me, like everything in the universe is connected.
Because it is.
Yeah, so it's very clear. I see the reactions. So anyway, the next thing I want to do.
So let's talk about everything in the universe. And then let's talk about law of attraction and the response that law of attraction has to everything in the universe. Then we can talk about the connection of everything in the universe. Yes? What we're most interested in is, so as you were sitting there, of course, you have these moments in time and these connected moments when your inner being is actually standing right with you, flowing thoughts right with you. And what we're interested in hearing from you, if you know it, is what new thought burst into your mind since you've been in this room here today? Because every day more of that connection happens. What you want to call the starting point of that explosion in your mind 5 years ago is continuing in every moment, every moment, every moment, every moment, every moment.
Every second.
Yeah. And the satisfaction of it is getting a piece of it, a comprehensible piece of it, to chew on just a little bit. And that's where that feeling of clarity comes, that satisfying feeling of your hands in the clay of the creation of your own experience. Yes.
Just a quick question, and I'll
Yeah.
go. So is it correct if I think the smallest thing possible are my thoughts? Like so if I tell someone that your or whatever, but thoughts are the smallest, maybe the building block or the smallest particle possible in this universe, is it correct if I think?
Well, you can call it the building blocks, but here's the thing. This is why your thought, that explosive thought about everything being connected, there's no singular thought. Law of attraction takes those small thoughts and builds current and momentum and streams out of them. So there's no individual singular thought. Law of attraction makes them instantaneously bigger. And thoughts are not small in the sense that they are insignificant. They are everything. Let's talk about vibration, and let's talk about law of attraction's response to vibration, and then let's acknowledge that what a thought is a comprehension of a vibration, a recognition of it. So, for example, this is something you ask yourselves all the time. It's really amusing to watch you. If a tree falls in the forest and there's no one there to hear it, did it make a sound? And the answer is no. It made a vibration, but it wasn't a sound until a mechanism comprehended the vibration and recognized it as sound. So that's similar to what we were just saying to you. So there are vibrations that you want to call thoughts, and that's okay. And then there are comprehenders, there are receivers, there are recognizers of vibrations, there are interpreters of vibration. Interpreters of vibration. So when you decide that you're going to couple up, join your inner being, that you're going to become one with your inner being who has all of this wisdom and all of this momentum and all of this knowing, and you stop those silly thoughts of disregard for yourself or disregard for others or anything that's pushing against, usually through lobotomy or meditation, and you allow your vibration to rise, and now you're in full concert with your inner being. Now your clarity / comprehension of vibration is just off the charts. And then the universe makes sense. Then your next door neighbors begin to make sense. Then everything in the universe begins to make sense because the laws are consistent, you see. And then you can get on with what you came for. You don't need to really understand all of this. In fact, we've gone too far in description. It went right into the boring realm for many of you, any more than you need to understand the inner workings of your automobile or vehicle before you can utilize it. You don't need to get under the hood and work with the pulleys and the belts and the pistons and the computer thingies. All you need to do is get in the car and know what makes it go forward and what makes it stop and how to turn it. In other words, it's just a minimal amount that you know in order to really have satisfaction from the vehicle. Well, so you don't really have to understand all of these inner workings, but it's not hard to understand them because they are always consistent and because everything responds to law of attraction in the normal way. Just like when anybody jumps off of a building, they fall down. No one falls up. There's consistency in this. Yeah. And so?
Yeah, so I just wanted to get it clarified because now you just answered my question, honestly. Because I thought to take my next step, I thought maybe I had to, understand.
But here's the most
all
important
of it.
thing. To take your next step, all you have to have is an in the vortex impulse to step somewhere. Because you don't need to know the whole picture. And that's why we keep asking you the question, what was occurring to you just now? You're still adding to the definition of where you want to be. Life today is still adding components to it, because when you're moving at this fast pace of receptivity, all kinds of new horizons are open to you. So this is how the creative process works. So here you are, you're standing here, and you know what you don't want, you know what you do want, and so you throw it over into the vortex, and at first you're not a vibrational match to it, but then you try to get the feeling of it, and you forget about where it came from more, and you focus on that, and you move in the direction of it, and then you stand there, and then it manifests. And so now you're standing in a place where you have your new manifestation. You also have your new manifestation, but you also have a whole new set of contrasting experiences. And so now you know what you don't want, you know what you do want, so you throw it over into the vortex, and it takes a little while, but you line up with it, or you meditate and you line up with it really quickly. And and then you move into that new place, and now your point of attraction shifts. So now you have this new manifestation, which is lovely to have, but you also have a whole new set of contrasting experiences, which causes you to launch another rocket of desire and another rocket of desire. So there's no ending to the evolution of your desire, just like there is no ending to the comprehension and realization of it. And that's the joy of life. You're not ever going to get it done, and you can't ever get it wrong.